Hello Internet, my name is David and this guy down here is Harold and I'm going to kill him. In fact, I'm already about 40% of the way there. I'll check that stat in a minute, but let's go on with my normal stats. This is my week 8, so 2 months, my week 8 post-Duodenal Switch update. And I don't know, we'll see here. So first of all, to start off, I'm 6'1". I'm 42 years old, at least for another few weeks. My highest weight never recorded was about 340, 350. My highest weight in the past 2 years has been 320. At the time I started my pre-op diet, I was 310.5, and weight on the day of surgery was 303. Currently, right now, this is my week 8 exactly. I'm not recording my video late. Woo woo. Look at me, I'm a big kid now. As of today, I weigh 253.6 pounds. So that is 3.9 pounds lost this week. For the last 4 weeks, this last month, I've lost 11.9, 12 pounds. Since the day of surgery, I've lost 49.4 pounds. And since I started my pre-op diet, I've lost 56.9 pounds. It's so hard to know what's good, what's bad, what's normal, what's not. I don't know. I would like to try to simplify it down so that any negative number is good, right? And of course it is. But when in the first month I lost 37.5 pounds, and then in the second month I've lost 12 pounds, that's a huge difference. And granted, I was in the hospital for a while there, but I was also in the hospital during that first month as well. So I don't know if I can blame it on that. I know I had a little bit of a stall a few weeks ago that we already talked about in previous videos. So maybe that's just throwing it off. But even, sorry, let me pull it up on my phone. Even with that difference between month 1 and month 2, since surgery, I'm still averaging over 6 pounds a week loss. 6 pounds lost per week is what I'm averaging since surgery. And when you look at it that way, averaging it out, even though it's more heavy on the front end than on the back end, that's pretty awesome. And to look at what I've lost since starting the pre-op diet, 56.9 pounds, so basically 57 pounds. I've never lost 57 pounds ever doing anything. 57 pounds gone, boom. It's awesome. I took some measurements today. I only lost 3 inches compared to last month overall. But overall, I've lost 9 inches from my waist and 7 inches from my hips, which is huge. And that's why there's a bunch of shirts that I've been able to wear. I had an old work shirt that hadn't fit forever, and I was actually able to wear that this week. And then when I walked down the stairs, my wife took one look at me and she was flabbergasted because she knew the story of that shirt, and to see me wearing it and to see it fit great, maybe even a little bit big, although not big for my tastes, but it was perfect fit. And to see that, it was amazing. In addition to my day job, I'm also an actor. I'm going to be in A Christmas Carol coming up this December at a place called Hale Center Theater here in Salt Lake. Well, just outside of Salt Lake, but you can look it up if you want, whatever. I don't care. It doesn't do you any good if you don't live here. But they're a pretty big semi-professional house, and I've been in Christmas Carol for the past 10 years. And each time you fill out your little information sheet at the beginning of the rehearsal process, you have to put down what shirt size you are because everybody gets a shirt commemorating the show. And for the past 9 years, 10 years, however long I've been doing this thing, I've put 3X down. And even then, sometimes was tight, depending on the brand and the style of the shirt, right? But this year, I because of all these inches lost and everything, I put down a 2X. So we'll see how that goes. By the time Christmas rolls around, maybe it'll be a great fit. That's what I'm hoping. And maybe it'll even be a little bit too big. That would be awesome. But I don't, like I said, I don't know where I'll be at Christmas time. I don't know where I'll be in a month. I could have another big month. I could have a small month. I could have a 0 month. Who knows, right? All I can do is stick to what I'm doing. But when these slow months happen, it's a mind game on you, because you're like, did I do something wrong? Am I doing something wrong? Am I eating something wrong? Even though you know you really aren't, but maybe you are because you've never done this before, and everybody has different suggestions, and every doctor's going to tell you something different, and it's weird. And I know I'm not doing anything wrong, but in the back of my mind, that little demon is sitting there. Harold is up in there saying, "Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. So just forget it. Just go back to the way things were. Everything was fine. You didn't have to think about anything." And that's what's happened on every other diet. That's why I've never been able to lose 57 pounds before. Because you think you're messing up, and then you actually do mess up, and then what's the point? Why get back on the wagon? And that's what Harold's trying to do to me right now. He's trying to convince me I'm doing it wrong. He's trying to convince me I'm going to fail. So all I can do is focus on numbers, right? Not necessarily weight loss numbers, but protein numbers, fat numbers, carb numbers. Those are the numbers I care about after a duodenal switch. The curveball for me, however, is I chose to do the single anastomosis duodenal switch, of which there's not a lot of research for the math of what to eat. I'm actually trying to follow just a normal DS, listening to people who've had just the traditional duodenal switch or duodenal switch. You know, you say duodenal, I say tomato. It was funny, this last time I was in the hospital, and again I was in the hospital just a couple days ago. Nothing big. I needed to get a CT scan to see if my abscesses were completely gone or not, as my drains have really slowed down. But every time somebody asks me, and especially this last time, so what was your original surgery you received before all the troubles began? And I've always said duodenal, right? Duodenal switch. And the dude gave me the weirdest look, like I just spoke Russian or something. And I looked at him, I said, duodenal switch? And he was like, oh yeah, okay. From the pronunciation, I don't know. So maybe I need to switch to duodenal here in Utah, so that people know what the hell I'm talking about. But so I was in there for a CT scan. I haven't got the results yet. It was late. So hopefully they'll get the results to my doctor by Monday, and we can see if maybe I can get my drains removed or if something else needs to be done. But my whole point was, I don't really know who to follow, since mine is a single anastomosis, so I'm following the traditional people. And if I need to adjust from there, I will. This being going into my 9th week, my goal is to get 90 grams of protein a day, and always less than 50 carbs per day, even less than that right now. But my end goal, my target starting point once I get to where I can hit these numbers, will be about 120 to 150 grams of protein a day. My fat may be 100 plus somewhere, depending on what's going on poop-wise and weight loss-wise and everything, and I'll always keep my carbs below 50. Because no matter what version of the duodenal switch you get on your journey, that's what's called callback, folks. Go watch the old videos, see what I think about the word journey. But no matter what version of the DS you get, you absorb all simple carbs. And for regulars, I can't remember what the number is for complex carbs. But a lot of the vets that I've read on the message boards and everything just count all their carbs just straight up, because you never know where there's hidden simples or whatever, right? So that being the case, I'm just going to try to keep my carbs below 50 like they do. Obviously, I'm feeling so much better. I was having a discussion with my wife again today about how good I feel. And, and I told her, I said, I think it's because I'm actually getting, real protein and real food in, and hitting all my goals in those arenas. And she goes, and she reminded me that it's also what I'm not eating. And I hadn't thought about that. I haven't had soda. I haven't had a Coke in 2.5 months. I haven't had any alcohol in 2.5 months. I'm not planning to go back to the soda. We'll see about the alcohol. I wasn't a big drinker to begin with anyway, usually at, hanging out with family or at a party or something. So I don't know about that, but I'm not going back to soda ever. I've lasted 2.5 months without it. I don't feel like I miss anything there. At first I did. At first I was, you know, it was actually weird. At first I didn't miss it, and then there was a point where I kind of did, but then that went away real fast. So I'm not going back to soda, but I haven't had soda in 2.5 months. I haven't had, any whiskey in 2.5 months. I haven't had any fast food in 2.5 months. I haven't had anything bad for me in 2.5 months. So it's no wonder I feel good, right? The fuel going into my body is so much better than it used to be. And I feel fantastic. Despite drains hanging off of me and despite complications, this past week or two, I've just been feeling awesome, as you know, that I've talked about in the last video. And not only is it because of what I'm doing, but it's also because of what I've cut out of my life. And I'm proud of those things, and I hadn't thought about them until my wife reminded me today. I haven't had a Coke in 2.5 months. I haven't had fries in 2.5 months. I haven't had sweets or fried food, or except maybe the tempura. That's a little bit fried. That's a lot fried. But that's the one thing. I haven't had like fried chicken or greasy things. It's all been grilled or baked and healthy and vegetables. And today is my first day eating fruit. I'm having a little bit of fruit to see how I handle it and to see what my blood sugar does. I'm keeping it on the low glycemic index, but goddamn, it's so good. It is so good. I can only have a little bit, but my gosh, so good. So as of right now, I'm feeling good. That's my week 8 update. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click like, subscribe. I'm coming at you every week. If you want to learn more about duodenal switch, tomato, I'll see you later.